The Prophet Noble Ali, being divinely prepared by Allah,
Islam.
who come in the person of Allah, designed this whole thing. Where did he get it from?
Allah.
Allah. So since he designed this whole thing, he's the only one that can make any changes on
Islam.
this whole chart. Raise your hand if you agree. Raise your hand if you disagree.
I don't necessarily disagree, but what is the use of the Supreme Grand Sheikh and those that he appoints?
He can't go above the Prophet's law.
Islam.
Whoever, the Supreme Grand Sheikh and Chairman, cannot go above what the Prophet's already put in effect. He can make a bylaw, but would have to stand on the law that the Prophet already made.
Islam.
Yeah. 37 states, Cook County, Chicago, Moorish Science Temple of America, number 1. What's the address again, Grand Chief?
37.
Okay, remember that long picture I showed y'all yesterday?
Islam.
The second convention?
Islam.
That's the Pythian Temple on State Street, 3737 South State.
Islam. You said the date on that charter is September 15th, 1929, and that would be after the Prophet changed form.
Yeah.
So Supreme Grand Sheikh Ibn Leal will be in the Prophet's seat to make law and enforce law. So he will be the one that would sign that charter.
He wouldn't be in the Prophet's seat.
Islam.
He would carry on the Prophet's work,
Islam.
because the Prophet is the only one who's always in that seat forever.
Islam.
Okay, now, look at this. September 15, 1929. The first convention, this because there's so much meat in all of this, but you got to dig that meat out. You know, like when you cracking those nuts, like the Brazilian nut, the walnut, sometimes you got to have a little instrument to dig the extra meat out of that nut.
Islam.
You dig? And then get that too. You don't want to throw it away. The first convention was in October 15th to the 20th, 1928.
28.
The second convention was in September 15th, 1929. Here's the kicker. Now there are those who want to debate all day long that the Prophet never changed the convention. Let's say he never changed the convention. Now, even though we have that in writing, let's say he didn't. By having the second convention in September, what was set?
Precedence.
Precedence was set. Can anybody explain what it means when precedence is set? Brown Bay? What's up, your hand?
That means you refer back to that as your legal standing on why you do what you're doing.
Anybody else? Yes.
Precedence is simply the groundwork or the format I want you to follow moving forward.
Now, let's say the third convention was in October. And the fourth one was in October. Would that give credence to the precedent that was already set in the second convention?
No.
Now, here's the meat. All the conventions after the second convention up until 1983 were in September. For some unauthorized temples. But the Prophet's temple, the precedence that was set in September continues to this very day. Is that correct? Now, how do we know? Because the temple that you are in, temple number 1, this charter, has the minutes to every national conclave, every convention that was held by the legal Moorish Science Temple of America, and it was held in September.
Wow.
Now, if the authority, the central authority, which is where you at, had changed to October, then the second convention for October, then precedents would have been set from there. And the minutes would reflect that, which are legal documents. So, those groups out there who say that the convention should be in October, are they following the precedents that were set?
No.
Do they have minutes to show from the second convention all the way up to where they at that the convention should be in October?
No.
So they out of order. That knocks down the argument, period. Period. And the argument goes nowhere. There's nowhere for it to go. Because precedent was already set. Yes, sir.
Does it say in the minutes exactly the reason why they changed the date?
It doesn't say in the minutes, but it says in the letter that Emilio wrote, and it says that he understands that the prophet wanted the convention in September. And I'm paraphrasing what he says in quote. You have it? Now, he's interested. He says, the only thing I have is that I think it should be law. Well, it is law if you record it in the minutes, because the minutes are a legal entity, that this is our national conclave. Precedents would say. Now, some more meat in here. Why is it Chicago, Illinois? Why not Newark, New Jersey? Why not Paducah, Kentucky? Why not Detroit, Michigan? Why not Baltimore, Maryland? Why Chicago, Illinois?
I understand that, allegedly the prophet stated that the West was closer to Islam.
You mean an oral statement?
Allegedly, yes, sir.
I can't stand on those oral statements. He said, they didn't hear you, Governor.
This is where everything was established at, in the state of Illinois. Legally in the state of Illinois.
You know what that means? That you can't reestablish it somewhere else. You cannot reestablish it in Washington, D.C. and call it the Supreme Grand Moorish Science Temple of America.
Islam.
Because it's already been established in Chicago, Illinois, legally. Now, you can have an extension, but you can't reestablish the central authority in another state.
Islam.
Yes, brother.
And even if it's that extension that you just spoke of, it would have to come from central authority in
Yes.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All right. Any more questions? Because we're going to get into some of these old letters here.